Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, can you tell where I'm at? Apparently, I like this place because I have been here a lot recently. I'm at First Choice Farm and Lawn in Eads, Tennessee. You see all these orange vehicles behind me? Those are Kubota tractors, lawn tractors. Actually, Bad Boy. There's Bad Boy right over there. This is where we got the Bad Boy Maverick HD zero-turn mower. Good goo. Yes. Well, you know, I had it up here recently. The left rear transaxle developed a leak in the tire, and Bad Boy replaced the entire transaxle, like $1,255 under warranty. Thank you very much for the warranty. Bad Boy's got good warranty. It was a leak around that transaxle seal, and First Choice called saying, hey, do you want us to repair it? Because they are serviceable transaxles, or do you want us to replace it? Well, Bad Boy authorized replacement, so we got a new transaxle. It's going great. I've got an Kubota RTV X1140 side by side. That's the one with the hydraulic dump bed. It's a 2-seater or a 4-seater. It converts. You can have a 2-seater with a giant 4-seater, 2-seater with a giant hydraulic dump bed, or you can convert it to a 4-seater with a smaller hydraulic dump bed. And I've had that thing for a year. I think it's a 2019 is when I got that. But I've had it up here at First Choice Farm and Lawn for major repairs and services. I usually don't do most of the standard services myself. Same thing with all the mowers and everything. I do the standard services myself. Now, when we had the Bad Boy up here and they replaced the transaxle, I had them go ahead and do the right transaxle fluid and filter while they had it up here. As a matter of fact, I just said, go ahead and do the first service on it. The oil filters, they even put new blades on it. So thank you all, First Choice Farm and Lawn, for that. I did have to pay for the service though. The Bad Boy paid for the labor and the materials for the transaxle. Now, turn this air down a little bit. It was hot in here earlier. So that's not why I'm up here today. We've also got Hustler mowers. Now, when I lived on the old Ridge farmhouse, I had a Hustler Fast Track SD. And that thing was a commercial 60-inch zero-turn mower, and that, you know, I've had some transaxle issues on that. It is serviceable. I serviced those myself. I had some parts break, and I had to weld. I took care of those myself. But the Raptor SD, Grandma Carol's got a Hustler Raptor SD, and I have had the worst time with that. The worst time. It's residential. It's not commercial. The Maverick HD, a Bad Boy, it's right on the cusp of residential and commercial. It has commercial grade transaxles, serviceable transaxles, solid front tire. It has a lot of commercial. It's pretty much a commercial, just not for the $10,000 commercial price. But the Hustler Raptor SD is residential, and you can tell. There's a cross member bracket that attaches the front of the two transaxles. Those things break repeatedly. I had it break once, and I replaced it, got a upgraded, stronger kit, and then I started breaking all the bolts. Yeah, seriously. And I put, hardened bolts in there, and better bolts and stuff like that. Well, I was using Grandma Carol's mower. She mowed her yard, and then I went to just go ahead and mow the driveways and everything. And when I was mowing it, I usually try to mow on either side of the, we have a quarter-mile driveway to Grandma Carol's, quarter miles to my, half a mile total or more, because they connect in the Y. Anyway, I was mowing all that, and it stopped going. So I looked under there, and sure enough, the transaxle belt came off. Now, I've had that happen a couple times before, and I replaced the transaxle belt, and it seemed fine. I haven't had it pop off in a while. We just changed the battery on it, and it actually has a starter problem. I believe it's a starter problem. When you go to try to start it, even with a brand new battery, or you're trying to jump start it even, it will and eventually, if you get the flywheel to turn, or the Bendix or whatever on the starter, it will eventually turn over. And then once you turn over, then you're good to go. It start and stop. It's just when it starts in that certain spot. So I think it's a starter problem. So I'll probably be changing out the starter on her Raptor SD pretty soon. We've had new tires on it, new drive belt, a new drive pulley. The pulley's broke on it. Again, probably a couple, 2 or 3 new. It's 10 years old. It's over 10 years old. Actually, it's like 13 years old, I think. So pretty good life out of it's got a Kohler engine, not the Kawasaki. I have no problems with the engine though. I've been pretty lucky with the engine. Yeah, so but this time it was the left rear transaxle bracket, and because that broke, it allowed the transmission to drop and then the belt come off. And this is it right here. Check this out. So that is the bolt that holds the transmission on. It's kind of mounted like this. There we go. Nope, it's kind of like that right there. And yes, the transmission mounts to that. Well, you see it broke right there, which allowed the transmission. So I got another one. Well, unfortunately, you can't buy just one. It's like Lay's. You can't eat just one. Well, these, you can't buy just one. You got to buy the whole kit. The whole kit and caboodle. And the whole kit and caboodle was $135. $135. I couldn't just, they would not just sell the one bracket. You had to buy the whole kit. And the whole kit is all the little other brackets. So now what I am going to do is I've got a friend from work, from Nucor, where I used to work at steel mill, and I'm going to call him up and see if I can do a trade for some RidgeLife honey, and him to weld up that bracket for me, so I'll have a spare in case this happens again. Now, it did come with the bracket for the other side in case it breaks. That's good. And if I have him weld this up, I'll have another one in case it happens again. Let me go ahead and get out of the way here. I am blocking traffic. Again, I'm leaving First Choice Farm and Lawn. Oop, gotta get my seatbelt on, people. Yeah, look at, there's my Kubota side-by-sides right there. Lots of orange up here. Lots and lots of orange. Kubota and Bad Boy. They do sell Hustler and Wright and tons of other mowers. Actually, the video I did when we picked up the Raptor, the Maverick HD, the Bad Boy, that video's gotten like 150,000 views. Isn't that crazy? On Rambling, here on Rambling, not on RidgeLife, on Rambling. A lot of people were interested in mowers and things. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm heading over to Meredith. I'm gonna go mow her yard, our yard, I guess. Hudson is still in football camp all week and, doing 8 hours a day or whatever he's doing of football. And actually he's not feeling too good. This heat's taking a toll on him. Normally he mows the yard over at the farm, and I mow, over at the ridge. But I'm going to mow today over at the farm. And then I've got to come back. Well, not today. I got the live tonight over on. I got the live tonight over at the farm with Meredith. It's gonna be fun. Hope y'all join that. And then I gotta come back tomorrow to the ridge and put this bracket on the Hustler and get it mowed. Get the finished mowing over there. I got just basically keeping the. Meredith has the Kubota, the tractor, what I call it, Karen. It does have a mower deck on it, but I just keep the back. Since Grandma Carol has the Hustler, keep the Bad Boy over Meredith, and because she's got a lot, Hudson's got a lot to mow over there, and it's just easier. So, yeah, so I got to keep this Raptor going. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bring the Bad Boy over and just be transferring back and forth. It's always something, guys. It's just I'm getting tired of it, but at least I'm not complaining, because we do have mowers, multiple zero-turn mowers, which is a good thing, and we have a tractor with a mower on it, and of course I got the old blue with a 72-inch mower on it. Let's see, the Maverick HD has a 60-inch cut. The Raptor SD actually has a 60-inch cut. And then my tractor actually has a 72-inch cut with the bush hog. Now, it's not a finish mower. That thing cuts down saplings and stuff. The blades are as thick as my finger. And they're dull, they're blunt. But Yeah. Now I worked, oh my gosh, yesterday, guys. So not only did I start mowing and then have the transmission problem, that was at that ended up being 8 o'clock last night. It was 8:30 before I got inside. I started work at 8 o'clock yesterday morning, and on the block foundation, doing all the prep for the termite shield. I had a diamond grit grinder, angle grinder, and I basically ground on the cinder block, all the masonry, all the the mortar, everything, smoothing it all out, and then also on the HVAC cutout. Remember that big giant HVAC cutout? And I did have a problem. Old Blue apparently has an affinity for cinder block walls. Yes, got to see that tomorrow. That's coming out tomorrow. But I was outside in that 115 degree heat index for, gosh, was it 12 hours? Yeah, because basically from 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I was outside. It's been very little time. Now, I did take a lot of breaks. I don't know how many water and Gatorade I went through. Sorry. Just got done grabbing a bite to eat real quick before I head over to the farm. I don't know how many water and Gatorade I drank yesterday. I tried to make it a mixture so I'm not getting too much sugar and too much salt, too much electrolytes. I know some people said, Tim, salt is an electrolyte. There's more to it than just salt. Some people said Gatorade doesn't have any electrolytes in it. I'm like, it's like the original electrolyte drink, Florida Gators drinking Gatorade. Keeps them football players going. Did y'all know that? That's where Gatorade came from. It was a concoction made by one of the coaches or whatever there. Basically took like Tang and salt and orange drink and salt and some other magnesium, whatever other potassium, and give it to the football players, and they end up mass producing and calling it Gatorade. Florida Gators. I better slow down here a little bit. Don't want to get pulled over. That video is coming out tomorrow, and it's quite. I actually have a new song in that video. I did a time lapse, and there's a portion in there where I created a song on Suno, and I am definitely not as good as Meredith did for the wedding songs. And David's from Come On Homesteading, his songs, he's got are way better too. This is the first one I've done. It caused me fits. I actually had to call Meredith last night and say, Meredith, this software is making me mad. I was doing it from my laptop. She says, well, I typically do it from my phone. She said, click the wizard and do all this stuff. I said, there's none of that buttons on the laptop. So she had to walk me through how to do it on a laptop later. But she walked me through it on the phone, and then I used the laptop to import it and everything. So I got a song made, and I got two versions of it that I like. Okay, the one I put in the video, it's okay. It's just it fit the occasion. It talked about putting the foundation in, leveling it out, smoothing out, grinding blocks, and which is what I was doing yesterday. So, yeah. Definitely not radio quality. Definitely not radio quality. But it's got good words to it. Hurt my pocketbook spending all this money in this bracket though. Man, I was like, I could just have my buddy weld it and maybe it'll hold, but man, I burned myself. I don't know if you can see. I got a big old blister right there trying to put the belt back on before I knew the bracket was broken. And the exhaust, the muffler is right there by the transmission belt pulley. So I'm sticking my hand up there trying to thread this belt on these pulleys, and I'm touching the muffler. Actually, I burned myself over here too. So then I just let it sit overnight, and then this morning got up and took it all apart, and eventually figured out that the bracket was broken and everything. Went, oh, there's your trouble right there. Ain't got no gas in it. Well, it did have gas in it, but the transmission was hanging in the midair. You don't want that down. You don't want the transmission hanging out, that's for sure. Yeah, so the block foundation is done, and now I've got to put all of the Simpson strong tie straps. I gotta bend all those down. I gotta do a little bit of grinding, I think, to create little pockets for them so they can wrap around the sill plate. That way they don't interfere with the termite shield either. I did go through my materials, made sure I had enough termite shield and sill seal. I do, and so I'll start. Hopefully, if I can get the farm mowed today and get the ridge mowed tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon I'll start on the termite shield. And if I can start tomorrow afternoon on the termite shield, maybe finish it up by Friday, and then have that video out this weekend, getting the termite shield on. Because guys, the next thing after termite shield is opening up the Honest Abe material bundles, pulling out my wood and start putting on the sill plate and the floor joists and all that. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of research too, trying to doing a Gary from Simple Life Reclaim, doing a lot of research on making sure I can do it the proper method, or at least up to code. Because remember, I got code. I gotta do everything to code here in West Tennessee. It will have to be inspected. All right, guys. Well, I'm a little frustrated with these mowers and stuff, but just part of life. You know, you got things, you got to maintain them, and otherwise you just got to keep buying new ones all the time. And who can afford to buy new ones all the time? Ain't nobody got time for that. So, if you like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Always 100% free. If you got a hype on a mobile device, hit it. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out. And until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling. Go Ridge Life. Woo! Whoa! Whoa.